I'll take your mistakes over missing you always. That is the line that's sticking out to me from I'd Rather Be by Giveon. So that is the message here. I'd take your mistakes over missing you always. Now, I haven't used this deck in quite a while. It's the Animal Spirit deck by, what's her name? Kim Kranz, yeah. So I want to get out your current, where you're at right now, get a couple of spirit animals to see where it is you are at right now. But there is someone that is missing you, and they're realizing that the things that they use to blame you, or the negative things about the connection that has kept them away from coming back, they're realizing now that they would rather take your mistakes than miss you. So that's the main message here. There's a couple of other songs that have really been sticking out to me that I believe are connected to this message. I might put them here, type them out and put them here so you can look up the lyrics and actually listen to the whole song, or just Google the lyrics to those songs, read through them and see if that resonates. All right. So what is this collective's energy, please? I take your mistakes over missing you always. All right. We've got the bear. We'll do 3. Bear. So this is what the universe, what your angels, ancestors are saying your current energy is. The oyster and the stingray. All right. Let me find the pages. Okay, so starting off with the bear, but you could be a water sign because the oyster and the stingray are both water, but you could just have earth and water heavily in your chart. But the bear, waking from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. So this is you, remember. After a long winter, the bear arises from deep slumber, which is interesting too because we've just come out of winter and we're going into spring here. At first, the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move toward the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. The initial weeks and months of this spiritual quest may feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles, but you have no choice, bear. Winter wanes, the warmth of spring emerges, and your transformation begins. When in balance, inner strength and yearning to grow. When out of balance, withdrawal, lethargy, and heaviness. To bring into balance, movement and exercise. So you might have kind of let your, perhaps this time last year, for instance, you might have had quite a regular exercise routine, and over the winter time, you really let that kind of fall away, whether it was too cold or too wet, whatever, but you are now being pushed to get back into that routine, get that exercise back. You need to move your body basically, and you might be feeling that inspiration to get back out there. You might even feel like you've put on a bit of weight and you want to kind of rein that in, and it's making you jump back into that exercise that you used to be so good at. Stingray, developing confidence. So as well, if exercise was a big part of your routine before and that's fallen away, and you've noticed that your confidence has kind of drastically been affected by that, this might be a push to get back into that routine again. And it's hard if you've kind of let it fall away for a while, getting that routine, getting back into the flow of things again. But that is that difficulty when you're coming out of winter and into spring to get that momentum up again. But you're being called to make that push forward. So developing confidence, self or sense of self or spine. The stingray card represents a pivotal point in personal growth. The moment has come when the stingray must decide between the old, as in the easy, comfortable, and familiar, and the new, which is challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar. So this is what you're going through right now. So this is a lot about transitioning and pushing yourself forward into the life you want to have instead of staying stuck where you are now. Pressure from family and friends makes the decision even more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again as the force of Dharma growing within the stingray is too strong to ignore. So whatever the universe, whatever your angels are kind of hammering you with, whether it's just sparks of inspiration, I need to start going for walks again, or I want to do weights, or gardening, I just heard, whatever the situation is, they're giving you those thoughts to do that. So it's time to do it. When in balance, eager and wants to grow. When out of balance, blames others and quits. To bring into balance, move through the discomfort. There is so much here about moving your body. And then we've got the oyster, patient, secret keeper, and hiding inner treasures. So the oyster to me is a lot about having a hard outer shell, but that you've got this beautiful pearl within, whether that's a talent or there's something that you're meant to be doing that you're resisting doing because you feel vulnerable opening yourself up to that. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. When in balance, feels blessed, generous, and masterful. When out of balance, reluctant, gripping, clams up. To bring into balance, share something. So for your current energy, there is a lot about you needing to really put yourself out there again. We're in spring now, at least in Australia, and it's time for you to get your body moving, start pursuing the things that you've been putting on the back burner for however long because you've been too shy or doubtful to do it. The energy is you're kind of being pushed and you're gaining momentum when it comes to actually expressing yourself and actually getting out there and doing things, rejoining the world. So let's tap into, I'm just trying to think, which one do I want to use first? This one. Actually, no, we'll get this first. To find out what this message is, I take your mistakes over missing you always. What is this energy, please? I take your mistakes over missing you always. Vacation just flipped over. You will be traveling soon, so there could be distance between you and this person. Date night, get ready to be wined and dined, and they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. So there is someone that is in your energy. I take your mistakes over missing you always. So the sentiment there as well is that I'd rather work on our conflict than go through the pain of not having you in my life anymore. This person is coming in soon with some kind of message to see how you are, to express that they've been thinking about you, that they want to wine and dine you. This person really wants to put in effort here when it comes to you. Intimacy, so sexual chemistry and reminiscing. This is someone that is heavily nostalgic about you at the moment, and again, that I take your mistakes over missing you always. They are very nostalgic about memories that you two share and realizing that they let you go over mistakes that maybe you've made, when in reality they were happy. Even when you were in conflict, they were still happier and more stable then than they are now, and realizing what they lost by letting their fear over mistakes made during the connection keep them away from you. Date night. But they're really reminiscing over the intimacy they shared with you, not just sexually, but just the energy that you two had together was can't be matched. Date night. So something might be about to come into, and today's the last day of September, so October might be important here. moving. So you could have lived with this person, but you could be thinking of moving, you have just moved, or this person is planning on moving, and you did have that. This person, this could be my collective, where the person connected to you is moving, or if not, has already moved to be closer to you, and you're not aware of this yet. That, and they're ready to make some kind of move towards you when it comes to action and wanting to wine and dine you. It doesn't have to be that they have these big grand plans to take you out to restaurants and things like that, but they have it in their head that they want to put effort in towards you. And moving, I mean, that would be a lot of effort. I just heard as well, if you haven't had a test in love since this person, your confidence might be at an all-time low, especially if there's been a long time here and you haven't had anyone that's kind of, yes, I understand that there's an element of loving yourself regardless of whether you're getting validation from other people, but it's the same thing as needing community, and that no one should be really alone all the time. It helps when you have someone that cares about you, that makes you feel good about yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, you need to have a level of confidence within yourself regardless, but there is that element of not having had someone that really has made you feel desired or loved since this person. So your confidence is feeling quite flat, low. You're not feeling that great about yourself. Okay, so open up your heart. It will help you attract more love, especially for that to confirm they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. This person, you might have shut your heart off a lot for a long time as well, especially when I felt the need to say you haven't had a test in love since this person. So you might have really closed off your heart to any potential suitors since this person as well. And they're wanting to open up your heart here. Not because, someone new might be about to come in, but I really do feel like this is a past person, that the mistakes of the connection in the past is what caused the separation. But this person now is realizing that relationships do have ups and downs. It's how we overcome them together, and I'd rather overcome them with you than keep missing you. And they're really saying you've had to have a lot of patience here. Just a few more months, good things come to those who wait. So I think this person isn't, October, November are important months here. I think that something is coming in soon, very soon, but there's still patience required here when it comes to when this person's actually going to reach out. Intimacy. Guardian. A lost loved one watches over you. So you could have lost someone recently, or just within the time that you have been apart from this person, or just someone that you were close to that you lost during this time, or they could have. But either way, you have your angels guiding you and this person back together. And they could be a fire sign, the person that you lost, or the person connected to you that is about to re-enter your life. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or you could be as well. But this person has a lot of passion for you, but there's been challenges here, no doubt, because obviously the main message being they take your mistakes over missing you always. All right, so let's get a bit more information about this situation, please. This is the Spill the Tea deck. This is what the box looks like, actually. I've decided to start showing what decks I use. Safe space. So I think as well, so this says a place where you can truly be yourself and feel at peace. I'm actually seeing this as at one point in time, you were each other's safe place. Like when you two were in balance and things were good between you two, you actually felt like home to one another. I'm seeing people that it's like kind of when you were in each other's presence when things were okay, you felt like you could breathe, like you felt this person made you feel safe and you made them feel safe. It was quite it doesn't matter where you lived or what your surroundings were, this your safe place and their safe place was you. Like your home was them and their home was you. It wasn't a place, it was a person, and that was each other. New alliances will bring you support and opportunities. So I'm actually seeing this as, for some reason, even though that's a good card, those fists, I'm seeing it as in people. There were a lot of too many cooks in the kitchen. That's what I'm trying to say. It was too crowded. There was too many outside opinions that this person was perhaps aligned to, that should have never had a say in how this connection went, and their opinions were just not necessary in this situation, and they made things worse. But I actually think that there are some people connected to your person that don't necessarily have negative opinions of you. There is, even if it's one person in their life that thinks that they go to speak about their connection with you and potentially reaching out to you again, that has positive advice for them. As in, this person's like, do you think about them every day? When you wake up, do you think about them? When you go to sleep, do you think about them? Do you miss them constantly? It's been a long time. If you still feel this way about them, maybe you should reach out. They're not telling them to get over you they're really asking them the questions to really make them think about seriously coming back towards you. It's a positive alliance, not a negative one. And they're creating this opportunity for this person to be brave and bold and make this movement towards you. Drifting apart and double crossed. So for me, straight away, I'm seeing that someone else or someone's, a group of people that this person was connected to, someone that they felt very loyal to, they've had some kind of betrayal happen here, that they're going over as well, looking back on the advice that this particular person that they feel betrayed by gave them in regards to you in this connection. This person might have actually had quite a big influence over your person ending things with you. And then since they've been betrayed by this person, they're thinking, why the hell did I ever listen to them? Why was I so loyal to this person? Because they double-crossed me. And by prioritizing that friendship or familyship, whatever, over you, they lost you. And I think that relationship is fading into the background now. And this as well feels like it's been a long time. So they might also feel like they might be starting to worry that they've let things drift so far from you now that intimidates them to come back around to you as well. It's complicated, more complex than it seems. So again, there's things that have been happening in the background that you're not aware of. We'll get to what lies beneath to see what's that you can't see right now. But there is things in this person's life that is complicated. It feels complicated to them, which might be what's keeping them stuck and delaying them from coming forward right now. So let's see what is hidden. What can't you see right now when it comes to this person? What is going on for this person right now that you're not aware of? Emotional intelligence. So that's good. That means that they're, if they were lacking emotional intelligence in the past, for that to come out, that means that they've actually had a lot of growth and they've evolved in this time apart. You don't see this because you haven't seen their evolution, their growth, the lessons that they've learned and then integrated. That's really good. All right, so the next card that came out was check yourself. So I actually think that this person has evolved through, I'm seeing someone that when in your connection, even if they tried to see things from your point of view for a certain period of time, it got to a point where their ego became a problem and they refused to see things from your side. They felt sorry for themselves and they didn't check their ego. They let their fear get the best of them, and they really, on top of that, having other people's opinions and influence them, they really had to go through a period where they had to check themselves. They were out of control. I'm seeing that message card actually where it's like, this was a hard lesson to learn. I was out of control, or whatever it is. We'll see if that comes out actually. But through that, the lesson they learned was emotional intelligence. And I'm seeing you being very good and clear about communicating, but they actively and purposely would misunderstand you because they did not want to face the fact that, because when you would speak and you communicate and you said exactly what you mean, they didn't like what they heard and they didn't want to face themselves or take accountability at the time. So they would act like you were crazy or that you weren't making sense or that they didn't understand what you were saying, when in reality they knew exactly what you were saying. They just didn't want to check themselves at that time. But since then, they've had to learn the hard way, and it has created and developed their emotional intelligence. And you haven't seen this yet, so this is nice. Recording, announcing, expressing, revealing the truth. This person wants to reveal the truth to you, but I actually think that since there has been some kind of situation or situations, like multiple, where they have been caught out fibbing and trying to get out of things. This is someone that can talk in circles, and when you ask them a direct question, they'll give you this big story instead of just giving you a straight answer. And they have been caught in a few fibs here, and it's been exposed in some way, shape or form. That required them to check themselves, which in the end developed their emotional intelligence. And this is what I mean when I say there's certain lessons that you can't teach a person because they're not ready to hear it and understand it. And then they're shown the hard way through other people their bad behavior. Police. So there could have actually been a situation where they either had a run-in with the law, or they, I just heard the word doxed. So maybe their information was exposed, or there was something where they felt endangered because of a situation that there was recordings and it being exposed, and either police were involved or it was kind of a running with the law situation. And that's a big lesson to learn. Or I'm also hearing that it's like they got out by the skin of their teeth. So it's something where it's like, oh shit, I'll never do that again, because they nearly got caught. And it was like it was a close call kind of thing that shocked them into like not doing stupid shit anymore. And they don't want to make these mistakes anymore in their life. They're sick of it. I just heard. Total drama. So under this check yourself, it forced them to take action, because everything that they were surrounding themselves with was just messy drama. They just really threw themselves into the middle of everything and surrounded themselves with drama queens. They themselves became a drama queen. I'm seeing someone's ego being real, like they're getting too big for their boots, like thinking that they're like this head honcho that like is puppeteering everyone, but in the end they've really ended up causing a lot of drama in their own lives and getting caught out for it, and it's embarrassing. And they needed to be embarrassed. Getting a room. So there was a situation where they were caught out in some kind of situation. This says hotel, motel, suite, business, pleasure. So, and for that to come under recording, there's been a setup in some way, shape or form. They were sneaking around with someone and that got exposed, and there was recordings and just I'm seeing messages, actual voice recordings, just really underhanded, like disgusting, immature drama bullshit that is just stuff that you would just, it's yucky, immature crap. Pregnancy test on the bottom, so that could have been part of it, where this person felt entrapped by someone, or there was a lie around pregnancy, or there was a pregnancy scare, and that could have been the thing that shocked this person into really, I just heard pulling up their bootstraps, so random, but really like get your shit together mate kind of vibes. But through all that, they've developed frontal lobe development, if you know anything about that. It's like and this doesn't even have to do with age. They could be young in age, but this could even be someone that's in their 30s or 40s that was just emotionally immature and had to learn the hard way. But through that, all these things that you can't see that have happened to this person has developed their emotional intelligence. So let's tap into what they think about you, how they feel about you, and this connection, because they want to come back, or they're about to come back around. So this person had anger issues. They were hot-headed. They let their temper get the better of them. It came from childhood trauma. That came from feeling like they weren't being listened to. I'm seeing someone, an adult, throwing tantrums and being nasty and cold and aggressive because they don't know how to control their emotions. And that is a big part of the lesson they had to learn to develop that emotional intelligence. And I think this person even understood that their temper was a real problem here. But again, like I said in the beginning, they did not want to face that yet. They didn't want to face that is something that they needed to work on, because it does take work. Anger management is a real thing that takes therapy, and really you have to, if someone's been avoiding doing the work their whole life and they've been someone that's a stick in the mud when it comes to getting some kind of therapy, it's a big lesson that you have to learn. It's either keep living your life that way or get help. And this person's very aware of that now. Balance. So they had to really work on finding balance and working on their inner masculine and feminine, and finding the balance between those two energies, so that it's not, the toxic side of that is not the prominent traits coming out. Spying. So they've been spying on you. And that could have even really brought out their rage too, because if they're seeing you get attention, or they don't like the things that you've been posting, because say for instance, like I said, if you would communicate and they didn't like what they were hearing, you were very clear and you meant what you said and said what you meant, and they didn't like that, if you've posted things along that same line of thinking and it's triggered them, they've probably seen you post things and got really angry, whether it's the things you've said or they just haven't liked the attention you're getting, or that you look like you're doing well without them. And again, that's their problem to work on. I'm seeing envy here, but the deeper issue is that they messed up and their misdirected anger at themselves was taken out on you because they were, I think because they're angry that they lost you, basically. But also I am as well getting this feeling of watching you, spying on you from fake accounts, because spying implies that you don't know that they're doing it, that they're watching you. So I always see that as fake accounts, because they miss you. This whole message has been about this person missing you and wanting to make up for lost time here. Rage. Fertility. So when they think of you, they actually, I'm seeing this as there was a pregnancy that you two shared, and maybe there was a secret around pregnancy here. I mean, it did come out in that other what's hidden from you part. So this person might have held on to anger and resentment towards you in regards to a termination of a pregnancy. And they might have used that anger that they felt towards you over this pregnancy as a way to stay away from you. But I'm also hearing that they're angry at themselves because I think that the way this person treated you would have been a big part to play in why, whether it was a miscarriage or you decided to terminate because you didn't think the relationship was in a place where it was good to bring a child into it, their anger is behind that. If you didn't like how this person treated you, if their anger scared you, it wasn't that you didn't want the pregnancy, it's that you didn't think that it was a good idea to bring a child into a situation where someone wasn't really the relationship wasn't in a good place, and the way they handled conflict did not make you feel confident in starting a family together at that time. And they know that their anger played a part, or played majority part, in why you made the decision you made to end a pregnancy here. That's a very specific message. You could already have children. I'm also seeing them being angry about where you two would be now if you'd stayed together and worked through the issues, where you might have already had children together by now if they hadn't walked away, but wanting a new beginning here. This also is a card of new beginnings. Them wanting to, if they have done the work on their anger issues, and that's something that you'll always be working on, but wanting a fresh start here, a new beginning, doing things differently this time. Balance. Action. So actually I'm seeing this as, because I was getting that feeling that this person is really ready to come forward now. They want to take action. This is coming in rapidly, and that's under balance of masculine and feminine. So I think that this person really does want to take some serious action towards you. I don't think they want to wait anymore. I think that I'm actually hearing someone in their mind thinking, I've done a lot of work. I don't know if I'm fully there yet, but I don't want to wait anymore to get my person back. as well, there's an element of them realizing that there's healing and growth to be done once you reunite. So conversations and apologies and things like that are part of the healing process. So that can't happen until there's some kind of reunion here. All right, spine, heart chakra. So to me, that actually feels a lot kinder. Where I said this person was watching and getting angry at you, that could have happened every so often where they were triggered by something you posted. But for the most part, when they're spying on you, they're reminded of how accepting you were, how loving you were, how compassionate you are in general. They see you as someone that has a big heart and that you had a lot of love for them. You gave them a lot of love. And of course, that's why they miss you. But also not just about what you give them, but wanting to reciprocate that love. I think this person has so much love for you, and they've probably come into a period of time now where they're accepting of what happened here in the past. It's not... Where I said this person was holding on to anger and resentment towards you to stay away, they've let that go. That anger isn't keeping them away anymore. They realize now they're a bit more understanding and compassionate towards you about certain mistakes that you've made also. And I think they're hoping you'll be receptive to hearing them out and accepting it's not them making excuses, but they have reasons that they now can share with you about why they behaved the way they did. You could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but grounding this connection. I just want to get one more. Wow, you got both. They're heavily in your energy. This could also be that they think that you've been spying on them, but this is double confirmation that this person's watching you. They're very much in your information, and they're definitely lurking from fake accounts on your social media. That's 2 cards of spying. I've never had that before. This person, and I think that that's because they're getting close to that action, wanting to move towards you. So for them, they probably check every day. But healing, I actually think is the 2 things for that. One, that they've seen you do some serious healing, mind, body, and spirit. But almost from watching you, they're learning a lot, and they're healing certain things because of watching you and how you like your emotional intelligence is helping them to grow and learn and be more emotionally intelligent. I know I've said one more, but okay, so you really could be an earth sign, Mother Gaia, but whenever I see that card, I see it as when they watch you, they just think you're the most naturally beautiful person, physically very attracted to you, and they just see you as this earth angel I just heard, very beautiful, but the beauty radiates from within. There it is, distance. So it flipped over in that other deck, but it didn't come out. So I was a bit on the fence about whether there's distance here, but this is definitely on their mind when it comes to you, because there is physical distance between the 2 of you. So that's an obstacle that needs to be overcome here. So yeah. Distance is an important detail here. If there isn't physical distance between you and your person, this isn't your reading. Okay. So I just want to get messages from them first, and then we'll get into what you can expect moving forward. What is this? I didn't think you would walk away. And I think even if this person was the one to end it, not you, you decided that if they wanted to end this, that you just accepted that decision and you walked away. You didn't really fight for it. But at that point, I think you would have felt, the way that they see you, I can't see you as someone to walk away in the first instance. It would have been something where it was like you had given everything you had to give, and this person wanted to end it, and you kind of had nothing left at that point. But they didn't, I think at that point, because you fought as long as you had to for this relationship, they didn't think that it was really going to be the end that time, but it was. That was the time that you did walk away, and it stuck that time. Yes, I was cheating. So I don't know if that's something you're aware of, or it's something that... So this person could very well have been cheating on you, and you don't know this yet, and it's something they need to confess. But I do see this card as it can also be that you called them on some things that they did not want to admit at the time that you were right about, whether it be cheating or whether it be say you called them out on their behavior, for instance, or you might have suspected that they were talking badly about you behind your back and you brought it up to them and they denied it. There's something here that they denied to your face that you called them on, that they lied about. It doesn't have to specifically be cheating. It's kind of like that card that says, I'm only staying here for my kids, I'm finding my way out. Yes, it could be exactly that, but it also could mean that there's something that they feel obligated by or responsible for that's keeping them trapped in their current situation in their mind. It doesn't have to specifically be kids. So, because I find this card to be kind of confronting for people, but it doesn't have to literally mean they physically went out and cheated on you. It could apply here, but it also could apply to you confronting them about something and they denied it at the time. And you were, twin flames, were right. I'm at a crossroads. Should I fight for this or move on? Relationships are a lot of work. Being single is easier. Do you still think about me? Do you still want me? Do you still love me? I need to know if I should move on. I'm hurting. Oh, yes, I was cheating. 2 for that. Okay. So it could be physical cheating because you've got, I love your swag, you are the whole package with, I love variety, but there's something about you I just can't resist, and I really don't like that card. And for that to confirm, yes, I was cheating, it feels as if this is someone that didn't appreciate what they had when they had it, and they went out and did something stupid because for whatever reason they needed that validation, that ego boost, and there was someone around them that gave them that ego boost. I was hiding my true feelings from you because I was scared of commitment and I didn't want to lose my freedom. So what did they do? They went out and did some stupid shit. I actually think that you confronted them about this cheating and they denied it. So it could be something that they want to come in and confess. But I mean, on the bottom, you've got, I'm sorry I put my career before you. I'm trying to get out of debt. I'm willing to put in the time and effort now because I don't want to lose you. Soon as I saw that, I actually, because I think earlier in this reading, I said that they prioritized other people over you. This cheating, where it says I love variety, but there's something about you I just can't resist. It could be a difference in personalities where it's like opposites attract. So if you, for instance, say you're a bit of a homebody, you don't need to go out as much, whereas this person is really, they need to get out of the house a lot. There's something about you that drew them to you and you two had this deep connection. But it's like I'm seeing someone who had something that they prioritized over you that made you feel like you weren't important. And I feel like this, yes, I was cheating, can also be them cheating themselves out of a future with you. They were cheating in the sense of them prioritizing something over your relationship that they now regret and realize that they didn't have to do it that way. things didn't have to be that way. Actually, I want to get one more for that. I didn't feel like I was on your level. You're a boss. I'm very insecure. So this person really did feel like they weren't worthy of you, but the way they handled you and the way that they left you made you feel like you weren't the worthy one. I pretend like I don't care, but it's quite the opposite. My feelings for you are a little bit obsessive. Well, that's obvious. You got 2 spine cards, so let's see what's blocking them right now. What is blocking this person right now from coming forward? Not being you. So they're wearing a mask because they don't feel worthy of you still. You were trying to project a perfect image, but it's not really you. Be yourself. So this person's blocked by the fact that they feel like they need to come in being perfect. And it's just not the case. I don't think anyone, when they truly love someone, no one expects you to be perfect all the time. We're all flawed. We all make mistakes. What you need from someone is to take accountability and not just apologize, but show that they're taking action. Apologizing without changing their behavior is just manipulating. So it's not just about coming in and apologizing and saying the words, it's about showing that you've changed. And I think this person has changed, but I think that they're kind of being really hard on themselves and not realizing that they have a lot to offer and they have changed, but they, just like you haven't had a test in love since this person, even if they've gone out and slept around and stuff, they haven't really, fallen in love with another person since you. So they haven't had an opportunity to really see how much they've changed because they haven't confronted you yet. You'll see the change in them and they might not even fully see the transformation they've gone through until you've seen it and you tell them you can see how much they've changed. But they think that they're still not quite there yet when it comes to approaching you. Like, I don't have enough to offer this person, and because there's distance, they might not be in a place yet where they could move or travel to you yet. So they're just feeling like they're not enough yet to come forward to you. Meanwhile, for you, you just feel like, I just want you to be yourself. That's who I fell in love with. Oh, either you or your partners only want sex, accept that it's okay, or reach for more. So I think that this person actually does have issues here when it comes to intimacy. Their block is that I think that they may approach you in more of a playful, flirty way, and that is them wearing a mask. It's not like they're calling you as in like a booty call or that they want like a situationship, but they might come across that way to you because they don't know how to come in vulnerable. So they'll wear this mask of, like, they might approach you, like their first point of communication might come off really like playful and light-hearted, and when it's been so long, that might rub you the wrong way. They do want more than that. Yes, they're physically attracted to you and they would want that too, but they want more than that, but they might come across otherwise. Mixed signals. So that's how you don't let others know you are interested. Flirt and be approachable. So this is their block. They have this knee-jerk reaction to want to come in very sexual, and it's going to give you mixed signals, but that's not their intention. They don't want to give mixed signals. They want more than that, but they're not. They're wearing this mask, trying to protect their heart. You are neglecting your own needs in relationships. Practice self-care. That's self-neglect. So it could even be that the situation that they feel trapped by right now, they're giving so much of themselves away to other people, giving their power away to other people, and it's exhausting them, and it's making them and that too would make them feel like they have nothing to offer you, because they feel like they've got nothing left for themselves, least of all to give to you. So that's what's blocking them right now. So let's get into the twin flame cards. What messages do you have for this collective in regards to this connection? Yeah, see, I'm looking for a way out of this situation so I can be free. So they feel controlled by a situation they're stuck in right now. Number 5. Okay. The situation could very just well be that they can't move right now. There's distance here, so they're looking for a way out of this situation so they can be free. Number 11, romantic messages. When I look into your eyes, I see the universe and it activates me. They could have really been mesmerized by your eyes, or even made comments to you about how they love the way you look at them. Number 1, I'm beginning to focus on my mission, and our connection is part of that. So they really are shifting into this idea that having you in their life is part of a bigger purpose for them. Number 6, so the 5th of June or the 6th of May. I know the universe works in mysterious ways, but sometimes I judge this situation instead of just surrendering to it. So they're very, they're in and out of belief here. 2 for that. Both about patterns. So this person's repeated patterns in their life, but you've got 9 and you've got 1. So the 11th of September or the 9th of November, or 9th of January or 1st of September, or 1st of November, 11th of January. I feel abandoned. I often feel like others let me down, and I'm triggered. An old pattern has surfaced and it hurts, and that's reminding me of how I said before that things that you post, when they're spying on you, they get triggered by some of the things you post, because whatever it is that you're posting, it's triggering wounding in them, because however you speak, remember how I said the way you communicate very clearly, you say what you mean and you mean what you say, and it hits them sometimes in a way that makes them angry, but it's because it's something that they need to work on within themselves. Remember, they seem to have a habit here of projecting things onto you. And 6 again, so 6 is important. I miss you. Let's both stop running away. And this whole message has been this person missing you. 1st of June or the 6th of January, but June's important here as well as January. Number 1, all about growth. So there's a lot about patterns and growth here. This person's going through a big transition right now. I think they're facing their shadows at the moment. I need to be strong in who I am before I can merge my energy with yours in the 3D. I'm afraid I could lose myself in this relationship. So that's also them running away because of the fear of how deep this goes. Okay, what's this one? Union, we are one. Don't let fear get in the way of this truth. They're a bit controlled by their fear right now. And 1 again, so January is important here, so there could be movement from this person in January. Let's get a timing card for that. We get a timing card for this connection, please. It's not the right time, so it's, but again, if this person, because this has got Dark Night of the Soul written all over, I think this person's really being faced with their issues right now, and they're being forced to work on them. They're having a lot of realizations and they're trying to work through these patterns that they've been repeating in their life. It wouldn't be the time to come forward because they're too raw at the moment. Any future predictions for this reuniting, please? When you let go. So they're actually saying to you, it's not the right time. You need to let go of the timing on this. Like, I'm asking them if they can give a potential future time for this to reunite, but they don't want you to hold on to timing, because however long this person takes to work through their issues is however long it's going to take. They're putting them through it, but it's up to them. They have the free will, so it's up to them how long they take to learn their lessons here. December. So give it till December before. Just put out of your mind any kind of contact with this person until the end of the year. And December's really not that long away. And I did say January's important, so it might even be really right at the end of the year. Like, I'm talking the 31st of December into the new year, into January. And you've got winter here on the bottom, so there could have really been because we're now in spring in Australia. So if you're in, for the other side, it'll be autumn, fall. So going into winter for, let's say if you're in America, December will be winter for you guys. Alternatively, if you're on this side and you're in spring right now, next winter will be July next year, June or July next year. So just don't hold on to this right now. This isn't a right now energy. All right, let's break this down. And I just noticed as well, problems with addictions or gambling and bad finances. So that could be a big part in a pattern that this person's working through right now. That could also be the cheating, that they were using substances and denying to you that they were, or they were gambling but pretending to you like they weren't, and they did things that caused bad finances that they hid from you, things like that. So that could be the cheating. I keep being pushed to say I need to take a shower. So I don't know what that's about. If you need to take a shower, go take a shower. Okay, 19th of June. So again, June is a big month here for you too. You might have a lot of special dates in June, not just birthdays, but maybe anniversaries, arguments, breakups, makeups, whatever. But you got the Tower here. This person is going through lots of towers in their life right now, but they're having to stand alone, stand on their own 2 feet. And they've never, maybe in their life, they've never truly stood on their own 2 feet. They've always had someone to help them out or bail them out at the last minute, even if it's family. Or they're used to people doing things for them. They've never really adulted properly in the sense where they've, even cleaning their own house. They always have someone helping them. They need to stand on their own 2 feet. That's what they're being forced to do here. But this is also about government and institutions, and they did get police, so they might have really had issues with the law here. This even says legal systems. Their ego got them into trouble, I believe. And they're really having to stand alone right now. And the Falcon rising above, the letter A. Ability, strategy, skill, focus, a transition. And what did I say? This person's definitely going through a transition right now, and they're changing. Their higher self is forcing them to develop things right now. And they're getting their own channels. They're getting things in their third eye, their vision, that is making them learn that they have the ability to rise above this. They just need to focus. And that's why now's not the right time, because they really do need to set their focus on themselves and their own growth right now. It wouldn't be right for them to come in because they're just not ready. It's like they're being shown the lessons, but I don't think they've integrated them yet. So we've got the King of Fire and the Princess of Earth. So they could be a fire sign and you're an earth sign, or vice versa. Princess of Earth is Virgo, so you could be a Virgo, and King of Fire is Aries, but you don't have to be those. This timing says within 7 days and during the spring, and we're in spring now, March 22nd to April 21st, but these are American cards, so the March and April for us is... All right, so that was 36 and 6, cross. So destiny, spirituality, divine guidance, trials. I think this person is going through trials right now, which is turning them into the Emperor. They're being divinely guided through this. This has all been destined to play out this way. Even if there was things that caused delays, or they kind of fell off the path, they were redirected back onto the path. Right now it might feel like a big emotional loss for them, but this will help them build courage when it comes to approaching you again. This was necessary. This needed to happen. So yes, right now they might be just feeling full of sorrow, and perhaps even they might be in crisis mode here, but it was fate, and they need to have that courage of conviction when it comes to you, and actually for them to mean what they say and say what they mean. That comes from conviction and standing by what you say. And again, that reflects on not just having all the nice words to say, but following them up with action. And then on the bottom, the letter K could be significant, and number 6, June, I think, is a big month in your connection. June could be the month that this, as in June of next year, could be when this comes back together. But I actually think that June is a pivotal month for your cycles with this person. I think there's a lot of dates around June that are significant for when you two are together, and when there's been points of communication since, all that sort of thing. But they're feeling very, I'm seeing a cloud hanging over them when they think of this situation. The thoughts feel like they're just kind of consumed by doubts and problems, especially because there's distance here as well. So that causes hesitation as well. They can't see beyond what their problems are right now, because it all seems unclear, and it's causing, a lot of confusion, and it's making them indecisive. They also know, though, that there is a lot of misunderstandings that need to be cleared up here, and that is straight away reminding me of that yes, I was cheating card, because that could even be something that you've questioned. Did this person step out on me? Were they unfaithful and I just don't know about it? That could be something that they even know that you might think that, and they need to clear that up with you, because it wasn't that they stepped out on you and cheated. It was something else that they weren't honest about. Whatever, it could be anything. Alright. I want to get these first and see what's coming next. And then I want to get their intention towards you. Yeah, so they're heartbroken right now. Deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. That's definitely the... even with the distance here and the time that's passed, that could even be a big part of why they're realizing or starting to go in and out of belief of how deep this actually goes with you, because they haven't seemed to be able to get over the heartbreak yet, and it's been a long time. Passion. Sorry. The passion for you is very... This person must have fire in their chart, honestly, because the amount of times passion has shown itself in this reading, the chemistry that you two share is insane. And they haven't forgotten that. But their outdated thinking with Cassette here, they're replaying events over in their head and probably replaying things that they did to you that were just not acceptable, and they know that. It's kind of like knowing you're wrong but being too proud to admit it. But they're replaying those events over in their head, and I think that they're ashamed of themselves. But that guilt spiral isn't a good place to come forward towards you as well, because they're bound to sabotage it again. So again, with that oracle card saying it's not the right time. And you've got golden mirror to confirm heartbroken, and straight away with that, it feels as though, yes, they miss you, yes, they love you, yes, there's insane chemistry, and this is your person. But right now, they're still very self-involved. They're more concerned about their pain than the pain they've caused you. And they're not in a place where they're ready to take accountability yet, because they're still a bit poor me. Because they're feeling shame for how they handled things, and their behaviours since this was over, they're so consumed with their own self-pity right now, and they're a bit, self-absorbed. So they're feeling a bit consumed by their own heartbreak over this situation that's trumping their love for you right now. Okay, but healthy choices, that's good. Making healthy choices in love and in life. Self-love, self-care, being happier. This person, I actually think this person is going over how stable and healthy they were when they were with you too, in all aspects of life. Maybe finances, maybe home life. I'm seeing domestic happiness here. Yes, you had conflict, but they were healthier with you when things were balanced, obviously. But they're trying to make healthy choices. I think they're trying to come out of this energy of being self-absorbed and feeling lost. I think feeling lost is the biggest thing here. I think they tried to have fun to distract themselves from you, and now they're realizing that those things aren't healthy choices, that toxic behavior, and they're trying to shift that now. They're trying to move away from that having fun, but it's toxic type energy, like addictions. Cassette. Okay, so they got the Grim Reaper. The relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. I think for that to confirm Cassette, they're playing over in their head how they left you with the impression that they were done with you and that this was over, and that you two were never going to get back together again. They know that they've left you with that impression. So it's like they're going over the hole that they dug themselves, because it's like, how do I come back from that? How do I come back saying, actually, I don't want this to be over. I do want a second chance with you. I'm seeing someone that really, their pride and whatever influences they had around them made them really put their foot down and leave you with the idea that this was over forever. And they're replaying that over in their head, and they're really regretting it because they're trying to figure out, I think their pride is still a bit of an issue here. How do I come back after I made out like we're never getting back together? But they're ascending right now, which is really good. Transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. They need to get through this stage first. Why am I yawning all of a sudden? All right. What is this person's true intentions when it comes to you? What is this person's true intentions when it comes to you? Oh, first card out, Tower, just like this deck. What was that? Queen of Fire, Leo, within 7 to 14 days during the summer, July 22nd to August 21st. There's definitely something about summer, but this is the Strength card. Ruling planet, the sun. So this is definitely Leo. You could be a Leo, because this is Queen of Fire. But, I mean, that King of Fire, so you've actually got the pairing, the King and Queen of Fire here. So you could actually both have be fire signs. Or sun, can be moon, rising, whatever. They're finding the strength to come in. It could be during the summertime that you hear from them. So for us in Australia, that's December. So and you got December in the timing cards. So this person could be coming through in the summertime, December. This also says 7 to 14 days. So there could be something happening in the next 1 to 2 weeks with this person. Not necessarily seeing communication, but there could be a real turning point for them in this healing stage that they're going through, where something really shifts and they find their strength again. They come out of that self-pity and they find their strength. So maybe in the next 1 to 2, because that flipped over when I got the Tower. So maybe this Tower moment for them is happening in the next 1 to 2 weeks. It's really going to make them reevaluate their life and take stock in what they've lost with you. Because this is sudden change. When it's upright, it's actually physical upheaval in your life. But it's also about awakening and releasing. So there's things that they're letting go of in their life. But they're going to have this sudden epiphany. Something is going to shock them, shock the life out of them. I'm seeing someone being startled. Something is going to happen in their life that's going to shock the hell out of them. I'm also seeing someone being shook like this. All the chaos in their life that they had maybe been comfortable with their whole life because that's all they'd ever known is going to, it's suddenly going to make them wake up and realize that they want, they're having a revelation. They need and want change in their life. And this sudden insight is going to push them towards you. Oh wow, yeah, see, it's going to bring them racing towards you. Knight of Swords he's one of the fastest moving knights. And you've got travel here, the Sun and the Two of Swords, so making a difficult decision here. This person is, I think, you did get the action card. I think this person actually, between this Tower happening in the next 1 to 2 weeks for this person, it's going to create this, I just heard truth-seeking missile. Weird. But they are going to be brave and driven to succeed when it comes to you. And it's like they're just going to, I'm seeing this quick light bulb moment and then them just being action-orientated, racing towards you. And they will be quite assertive, not in an aggressive way, but just like, you are what I want and I don't want to sit around waiting anymore. That the bravery will overcome them. And you might even see it as quite, wow, you have some tenacity with the way you're approaching me, but there's a lot that's led up to this that you haven't seen, and allow them to explain what's happened, what led them to make this decision. I think with this all coming out together, they know their happiness lies with you. The difficult decision lies in the fact that they have to travel towards you, and this is going to take real planning. This isn't something that can be rushed, and he rushes. The Knight of Swords rushes. It's a rapid high, but then a rapid low. So this person cannot rush this. Yes, they can rush in with communication, but they have to make a difficult decision as far as traveling goes. And their inability to make decisions in the past was the problem. So they're weighing their options. They might feel they may have been avoiding this for so long as well, like I said, because of the distance, and now they're making the difficult decision that they have to leave where they are now and travel to you, because that's where their happiness is. I don't think they're happy in where they are now. It's not like everything could be going wrong for them, but I think you are where their happiness is. It doesn't matter where you are. Remember I said, if you two saw each other as home. So the physical locations and the house itself never mattered. Their home was a person, and that person is you, and vice versa. Your home is them. So wherever they are, middle of a war zone, your home is where they are, and same for them. So they want to come to you because you know that they know you are their happiness. I hope that makes sense, because I was getting so tripped up. This even says leaving home and travel plans. But this is about first steps. So I don't think it's going to go immediately from reaching out to you to moving. I think this is something that is going to be a decision that has to happen, and it requires planning. So their intention is to move towards you. I think they're willing to make a big change in their life with this Tower. It's not even necessarily this massive disaster happening in their life. It could just be that they are willing to make this huge decision and make sudden changes so that they can be with you. They're willing to crumble their current life to start fresh with you. Okay, Ten of Swords to confirm the Tower. That's heavy, heavy energy. Look at all the similar colours too. It's very dark. Something in the next 1 to 2 weeks is going to make this person feel very betrayed. And that came out earlier. I can't remember what deck. I think it was the What Lies Beneath deck. Someone close to them they're going to feel double crossed by someone. And it's going to make them hit rock bottom. And that person backstabbing them is going to make them realize that they created some really deep wounds when it came to their connection with you for the sake of this person that wound up backstabbing them. So what was I thinking? Putting this person above my person that makes me happy. It's really going to make them go into crisis mode. This isn't going to feel good at all. This is really going to stir their life up. And I think, again, that is why in those timing cards, now is not the right time, because they're about to go through a huge upheaval in their life that's going to be very painful. And they have to go through it because of not just how they treated you and how they hurt you, but how they've been living their life. It's not working anymore. And their inability to see the lessons and see that they've been repeating the same patterns and cycles means that the universe is literally going to come in and shake the shit out of them. It's unavoidable. This is very painful energy. The Tower with the Ten of Swords, this person has to go through this, otherwise they'll never learn. They'll keep doing the same shit. Knight of Swords. Wow. That's you, the Empress. They're coming running to you. This knight is rushing towards his Empress. He wants I just heard mother, but you know when people say, oh, she's mother, as in like, how do people just, hopefully you know what I mean. It's like celebrities that people idolize and they're like, oh, mother. They just see you as like the epitome of beauty. This is also about pregnancy. So this person could want to put a baby in you. But seeing you as their abundance, their happiness, and wanting to take action towards you and grow together. They see you as they just see you as beautiful and nurturing. So the Princess of Earth is a year or more from now, during the summer, August 22nd to September 21st. And like I said, these are American cards, so that's our winter. But those dates could be significant, those months could be significant for this connection. But the summertime is important here. The spring and the summer is important here. This King of Fire is also the Emperor. So my belief is that, because don't forget, this is your angel's perspective. This is the universe basically saying that this person that is connected to you, although now is not the right time, this is your person, this is your emperor. It's just that they have, and they're not lacking passion when it comes to you in this relationship, but also in life. I think this person probably has a lot of fire in their chart. If it's not their main sign, it's just heavily in their chart. In life, they have a lot of passion. And I think I said earlier about how, say if you're a homebody, and if you are a Virgo, you may very well be. But if you're a bit of a homebody and they're more extroverted and they like to go out a lot and they have a lot of energy and they constantly want to do things, it's like opposites attract. But you balance each other out. Where you're the grounded, nurturing, more kind of placid energy, they're the fiery energy. They bring out that exciting side of you that may lay dormant a lot of the time, and it only really comes out with people you're comfortable with, and you balance them out by calming them down. So it's quite nice. And you've got Firefly, which is soul spark. I really feel like you two spark different aspects of yourselves that may be hidden a lot of the times. And I think I said it from the very beginning, when you got that oyster card, you have this spark in you that you keep hidden from people, that you might be too shy to express, or it's a side of you that kind of has this fear of being perceived. But there is a creative spark that comes out when your two energies unite. So, and this says someone exceptional. And I think that this person sees you as someone exceptional. And this is also a fire card. And these all came out together as well. So I think fire signs are really important here. But obviously, like I've been saying, the passion. What's interesting too is that, yes, this says Princess of Earth, Virgo, but this is also the Hermit in Tarot. So this is the epitome of opposites attract. You've got someone fiery and someone really earthly that likes to, someone who's very self-aware but is spiritually enlightened and very, it's literally the extrovert and the introvert being drawn to one another. But I think that this to me looks as though this person's being put through their paces right now so that they can be forged into your emperor. I don't think this person is the emperor right now. I think that they are being tested right now. They are going through a dark night of the soul potentially, and really kind of, I'm seeing that metaphor with the butterfly. I don't think it's comfortable for butterflies when they go, caterpillars when they go into that cocoon and turn into goo. I don't think that that's really the most comfortable experience. But then when they come out, this big, beautiful butterfly, I just don't think that they even remember the pain of turning into goo. So, such a weird analogy, but I think they're turning into goo right now. We're using that analogy. They're being basically melted down and forged back into. I just heard that song Humpty Dumpty, that nursery rhyme Humpty Dumpty, putting all the pieces back together again. So this emperor or emperor to be is being broken down, and then all the pieces are going to be put back together again, and he will become the emperor. Okay, number 9. And also, self-discovery just spoke to me as well. So I feel like this is that becoming the butterfly, becoming the emperor. They are going through a self-discovery period, and they need that time to go through the self-discovery, because it's not just about having the self-awareness to realize that their conflict style isn't the healthiest, that they've really done some toxic things and where it comes from, but also what their strengths are and leaning into that. It's not just about them realizing their flaws and working on them. Yes, that part's very important, but self-discovery is also learning what your strong suits are and leaning into those. The good things about you. It's not all about the negative. And then you've got number 9, so snowflake, perfect, precise, coded, cold, handle carefully, crystal, design, gentle, fragile, unique, pattern, exquisite, detailed. I think this person's heavily going over the details right now, but I think that this is, the universe wants you to understand that this has to be handled carefully, because right now, like I said, they're raw. This is a fragile stage of this transformation, this transition. So they need, right now, they can't give to you in a way that they would want to, that the emperor could give to you, because they need to be gentle with themselves right now. Tower. The letter A again. So again, that can be first, middle, last name, like the initial A, but 29. The woman. I believe that's you, the person watching. Doesn't have to be, but girlfriend, fiance, spouse, love interest, the feminine energy. All this is leading them back to you. And as well, because that confirms the Tower, I feel like they're realizing now, part of the process that they're going through is them realizing that losing you caused them this Tower. You weren't to blame. It's not your fault that they didn't see things right. And then you've got the letter A is very important here. You've got the lion and you've got island. So they might have even traveled, and through traveling, they had some epiphanies too. I'm seeing someone like going on a holiday, and because that you're not there with them, you plagued their thoughts essentially. The thoughts of you, and you could have been there with them, or any time that they had something fun or they had a happy moment and you weren't there to share it, they thought of that. But this is also being in isolation. This says solo. And separate is strange. They feel estranged from you, and that is making them lonely. And with this line, it's really making me think this person knows that their ego got in the way here, that their pride sabotaged this, but also kept them away from you for so long. And they're trying to overcome their difficulties right now. But the Lion is very heart-centered and he's devoted. And I think before, where this person, even if they saw themselves as someone who was quite fair and just, the way they treated you was not fair and not just. And I think they know that. And they're trying to work on their self-esteem right now, because their fear and their ego and their pride came from their self-esteem issues. And that was 15 and 21. And number 36 and 6, June again, but cross. And as well, this says nature, and it takes me back to this deck where you got Mother Gaia come out. It really does confirm for me that this person just sees you as the epitome of natural beauty. Okay, so with the Ace of Swords in reverse under these three, I think that this is just this person struggling with the decision to come towards you, because their judgment over this painful ending here is creating confusion in their mind, and they might even expect to, I think they don't want to have arguments with you, and they're worried that this is going to create miscommunication, which is going to lead to arguments, and they're stressed just thinking about it. It might even make them second guess, like they think they want to come towards you and then they rethink it. So this is where I say that they're coming in and out of belief. And this is why now is not the right time, because this is kind of a very pivotal, crucial part of their journey where they've got so much going on, and it's not nice stuff, that their head is full of just so many contradicting things that they don't know up from down, left from right, right from wrong. They're going through it and they need to. So I think as far as intentions go, this looks like an event in their life that's happening in the next 1 to 2 weeks is really going to push them towards you. But it could be a test for you to really say, look, this feels very erratic, and I just feel like you're coming from a place of stress. I don't feel like I'm getting complete honesty from you, and I just need you to come back when you actually feel stable enough to. It might be a chance for you to really set boundaries here. But by doing so, you will have success here, because the Nine of Pentacles is all about receiving the fruits of your labor. Once you've put the hard work in and you've planted your seeds and you've tended to your garden, and you harvest the rewards. And the rewards are, feeling content in life. Maybe you setting these boundaries is going to make you realize how far you've come, and that you are actually quite happy in your life after all. And not to say you will not want to be with this person, but you're fine with your life as it is. And if they decide to come in and join you and meet you at your level where you're at, instead of being this King of Swords to the Empress, being the Emperor to the Empress, when they're ready to come in as that Emperor, you will welcome them back so that you two can have this happiness, have the rewards from the hard work. I think when this person's life falls apart, they're going to feel like they want to come to you where it's safe, but they have to do it on their own. I just want to grab these clarifying cards, and then we'll get a divine door. So let's clarify where this is going. trust yourself. Let your intuition be the compass that leads you through murky waters. So because you have feelings for this person still, you must, because otherwise you wouldn't have kept watching. It's not that you're rejecting this person and ending things for good. It's about knowing your boundaries and knowing you're not ready yet. And until you are, I'm not going to allow you to come into my life and uproot it because you're going through chaos right now. Come back when you're calm and you have your shit together. Trust your intuition when this person comes in. Carried away. Let yourself be caught up in the whirlwind of a romantic moment. I think that this will be you going, okay, this person does care. They do love me. But it's still for you to trust your intuition and for you, if it feels like it's not time yet, then say that. You can even say to them, I do love you and I am willing to give us another try. But this doesn't feel right and I don't think it's time yet. Create a new identity. Embrace change and rediscover yourself, crafting a narrative aligned with your true essence. I think that just speaks perfectly to you seeing yourself clearly, seeing your worth clearly. You're not going to be swept up by nice words. If your body is kind of giving you warning signs that this isn't ready yet, this isn't time yet, and you listen to that, you're going to see that you've come a long way as far as your own identity and embracing the changes within you. Because maybe in the past those nice words would have swept you off your feet and you would have been not fallen from it like they're purposely trying to deceive you, but if they're coming in and they're not ready yet, it's not that the words they're saying aren't true, but if they are offering things that they can't offer you yet because they're going through chaos in their life, you need to trust your intuition. But thrive and believe. Believe that this is going to come back together when the time is right. It's just not right now. Embrace growth and trust in promise. Keep an open mind. Answers reveal the path to fulfillment. All right, let's get a divine door. Silent skill. I challenge you to unpack your mind. In meditation's grace, the soul can unwind. Breathe in, breathe out, and let go of doubt. Perfect.